about implementation, even it passed outside the constitutional amendment. People were very happy about that bill passing. But then actualization, and that reminds us about the gulf, or sometimes the disparity between law in the books, de jure, and law in action. But again, it is for not just for political parties, because sometimes we push so hard to get a bill passed into law, and then after that you see people become fragmented. There is not that focus again for actual implementation of that law, and that is where the problem is. And you find that even with the political parties, I'll tell you, constitutional amendment and even legislative work and amendment has become very politicized, even with the politics of it, that you can amend like local government autonomy, which ordinarily you would think that people will pass in the state house of Assembly, and they will reject it. Yeah. Is it not political? Because the way, like you mentioned, the rigidity of even the amendment that require 2/3 of all the states of the federation, but you would think that this should be popular, and the entire Nigerians are saying, let your local government be autonomous, and people say, let the judiciary be have actual independence. Let's separate the office of the Attorney General from the Minister of Justice. And you see that, and then it wouldn't go. It depends on disparate interests of people, of individuals who have political powers, who have also personalized those political powers, who think about self all the time. And that's what we've seen in not just making laws, but also in giving assent to those laws. Because the 2012 amendment will have been a watershed in the history of constitutional amendment in this country, and will have put a big stop, because that will have required even the people of Nigeria to be able to really participate actually in those amendments. That would have been the last time a president will give assent to any constitutional amendment. It would have been taken to the people, for people to vote for it. And we don't have that, yet. And that's part of the problem, and a whole lot of politics that we thought, and we got it wrong, because since this constitution was handed down by the military, one would have thought that people who have fought so hard for democracy, immediately at the onset of that democracy in 1999, could have taken immediate action to strengthen and tie all loose ends and ensure that democratic culture is built, that rule of law, that constitution is. But no, because we are so selfish. Nigerians think self. An average political person thinks self. And they think self and their survival and their sustenance in the office, and they will become the power. And that power personalization doesn't allow for institution building, doesn't allow for the kind of effectiveness we want to see with the some law. And some, mind you also, it was about election time. So they will pass that law to maybe the agitations of youth. You quieten them, then you've given them something, then they are happy. And then for the youth themselves, what extent are you pushing to make sure these laws are giving meaning to? Yes, they will also tell you nobody stops them from voting. At least the age prescription has been brought down, and they can run for many of offices. But we know the reality.